Hi students, in today's class we are going to discuss relation functions PU revision class. Myself Sheshagiri, mathematics faculty, and in relation functions first I will start with the synopsis. First one, what is meant by a relation? To define a relation, we need to take two non-empty sets. So here let A and B are two non-empty sets. A and B are two non-empty sets. After that, we need to find the Cartesian product of these two. Cartesian product is nothing but A cross B. In first PUC already in sets chapter we know how to find Cartesian product of A and B. So first, if A and B are two non-empty set, and after that you need to find the Cartesian product of A and B. This is called Cartesian product. Now coming to the definition, if R is a relation, if R is a relation from A to B, if R is a relation from A to B, then R compulsory subset to A cross B. If R is a relation from A to B, then R is subset to Cartesian product. Then R is called relation. I will give a simple example. If you take A equals to 1, 2, B equals to 3, 4. These two are the non-empty sets. Now I am finding the Cartesian product of A and B. What is meant by Cartesian product? Every element in set A is related to every element in set B. Now 1 is related to 3, then the pair will be 1, 3. 1 is related with 4, then 1, 4. 2 is related with 3, then 2, 3. And 2 is related with 4, now 2, 4. This is the Cartesian product. Now I am taking R equals to, I am taking two pairs, 1, 3, 2, 3. Verify it is relation or not. What are the ordered pairs in R? These also there in A cross B. Check it. 1, 3 is there, 1, 3 is there, 2, 3 is there, 2, 3 is there. Now the ordered pairs which are present in R are also present in A cross B. From this we can write R is subset to A cross B. In this situation we can say R is a relation. So once again, if we want to define the relation, first we require two non-empty sets. In these two non-empty sets, we need to find the Cartesian product. If R is relation from A to B, then R must be subset to A cross B. So this is example. I took two non-empty sets. I find A cross B, and I took one R, 1, 3 and 2, 3. This is relation or not? Yes. Why? Because what are the ordered pairs in R are also there in A cross B. That's why you can write R is subset to A cross B. Then R is a relation. This is the definition of relation. Next, we will discuss domain. Next, codomain. Next, range. These three are the important words. What is meant by domain? What is meant by codomain? What is meant by range? Now, R is a relation. R is a relation from A to B. If R is a relation from A to B, then the set A is called domain. The first set is called domain. First set means what? Set A. Now what is meant by codomain? Now here set B is codomain. Okay, next, what is the difference between codomain and range? Codomain and range both are not equal. See, I am giving an example between the codomain and range. If you take R equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a relation. In this relation, in this ordered pair, the set of first components. First component means 1, 3, 5. This is called domain. Now you can take the set of second components in the relation. That is nothing but 2, 4, 6. This is range. But we required codomain. What is the difference between codomain and range? If you take a mapping like this, 1, 2 I am taking. This is set A. Okay, now here I am taking 4, 5, 6. This is set B. Both are two non-empty sets. Now here domain is what? 1, 2. 1 is related to 4. 2 is related to 5. Now what is domain? 1, 2 is the domain. 4, 5, 6 is codomain. 4, 5 is range. So listen, domain is nothing but first set. Codomain is nothing but second set. But range is nothing but what are the elements in set B having pre-image in set A. 4 is having pre-image in set A, 5 is having pre-image in set A, but 6 is not having pre-image in set A. That's why 6 is not included in range. So now range is 4, 5. This is the difference between domain, codomain and range. Okay, if you write like this, we can say 4 is image of 1, 5 is image of 2. Or you want to tell from here to here, 1 is pre-image of 4, 2 is pre-image of 5. So codomain is different, range is different. From these two, what we can write? Range is always subset to codomain. Why? Because range is 4, 5, codomain is 4, 5, 6. That's why we can write range is subset of codomain, but range and codomain are not equal always. So this is the definition of a relation: domain, codomain and range. Next, we will discuss how many types of relations are there and how to find number of relations from set A to set B. Next, how to find total number of relations. How to find total number of relations. See, listen, if set A contains P elements, and set B contains Q elements. Now the formula for total number of relation, that is nothing but 2 power PQ. Some books they are given 2 power Mn also. In place of P and Q, they took M and N. This is formula for total number of relations. Next, what are the types of relations? What are the types of relation? First, reflexive relation. This concept is important for PU. Reflexive relation. If R is a reflexive relation on a given non-empty set A, if the ordered pair A comma A belongs to capital R for all small a belongs to capital A. This is the definition of reflexive relation. Here, one important point, reflexive relation we are explaining on a set. In this reflexive relation, in ordered pair, we need to take the both elements are set. A comma A, B comma B, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, like that. I will give a simple example for reflexive relation. Set is 1 comma 2. Set is 1 comma 2 and R equals to 1 comma 1, 2 comma 1. We need to verify either this relation is reflexive or not. No, because if you take 1, the pair 1 1 is there. If you take 2, the pair 2 2 is not there. So here 2 belongs to capital A, but 2 comma 2 does not belongs to capital A. Dear students, some students will just think 1 is there in set A, 1 comma 1 is there in R, then R is reflexive. No, we need to check the condition for all elements in set A. Means 1 1 is there in R, but 2 2 is not there in the relation R, then R is not reflexive. We need to check the condition for every element is present in the given set. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಪೇರ್ 1 ಕಾಮ 1 ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ನೀವು 2 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಪೇರ್ 2 ಕಾಮ 2 R ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ರಿಲೇಷನು ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿವ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಸಿಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್. What is meant by symmetric relation? A relation R is said to be symmetric if A comma B belongs to R, that implies B comma A also belongs to R. If you take a ordered pair in the relation R, this ordered pair reciprocal also belongs to R. For all A comma B belongs to capital A. What is the meaning of this? What are the elements we are taking? That elements are already compulsory, you need to take in given set. Okay, now I'll give example. Here I took example based on sets. Here I am taking the example based on human relation. Okay, now I can say set is human beings in a town, and relation I am taking R equals to A comma B such that A is wife of B. Okay? Set is human beings and I took two members. The relation between these two is wife. So here, if you want to check it is symmetric, reverse also will possible or not. If how to write this relation reverse, B is wife of A. That is not possible. Why? Because A is wife of B means A is female. B is male. So the reverse condition not exist. Why? Because a male cannot be wife of a female. That's why here A comma B belongs to R, but B comma A is not belongs to R. Why? If B comma A belongs to R means what is the sentence? B is wife of A. That statement is false. That's why does not belongs to R. Then R is not symmetric. Why I explain this method? Relation means we need to explain by taking numbers, by taking persons also we can explain. This is symmetric relation. If AB belongs to R, then BA also belongs to R. Then the relation is called symmetric relation. Next, in this one subtopic, we will get anti-symmetric relation. What is meant by anti-symmetric relation? So, if R is a relation, that word is common. If A comma B belongs to R and B comma A belongs to R, that implies A is equal to B. If A comma B belongs to R and B comma A belongs to R, that implies A equals to B. That relation is called anti-symmetric relation. But in PU, anti-symmetric relation we are not using properly. Only symmetric relation is important, where this A and B belongs to the given set capital A. This is symmetric relation. Next, transitive relation. What is meant by transitive relation? If A comma B belongs to R and B comma C belongs to R, that implies A comma C belongs to R. This is the definition of transitive. If AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R, then AC also belongs to R. That is called transitive relation. Here one important point is these two values should be same. Means if I take 1 comma 2, 3 comma 4, these two are not same. That's why we can't compare the transitive relation here. That's why if you want to take 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 4 you can take. 1 comma 2, 2 comma 4 you can take. Here transitive is exist. If AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R, then AC also belongs to R. That relation is called transitive relation. Here also A comma B comma C belongs to the given set capital A. But here one special case is there in transitive relation. What is the special case? First pair AB belongs to R and second pair does not exist. AB pair is exists but second pair is not exist. In this case also we can write R is transitive. Because one or two problems are there based on this type. If AB belongs to R, first pair exists, but second pair does not exist, default it can be taken as transitive. Why sir? You said AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R, then only AC belongs to R. But here AB belongs to R is there, but second pair is not exist. How can you say this is transitive? I will give a simple example. First pair is student written test. Second pair is he passed the exam. Then the resultant pair is he will get a gift. I will give a small example. What is the first relation? Student writing examination. What is second relation? If he pass, what is output? He will get a gift. But here, in this case, if he fail, he will not get a gift. But what is the statement I make? That statement is absolutely true. What is the statement? If the student is passed, he will get a gift. That statement is still that is correct. I am stick on the statement, but student is failed. Means the first relation is exists, but second relation is not exist. In this case also, defaultly it can be taken as transitive relation. So this is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. And last one is equivalence. What is meant by equivalence relation? If a relation R is reflexive and symmetric and transitive, if three conditions satisfied, that relation is called equivalence relation. Okay, next. So we have inverse relation. What is meant by inverse relation? Generally, relation can be written as R equals to A comma B such that and A, B belongs to the given set. Then how to write inverse relation? It can be denoted as R power minus 1. Here the elements in ordered pair should be interchanged. Here pair is what? A comma B. Here the pair is what? B comma A. Where A comma B belongs to the given set. This is called inverse relation. Means if you take the pairs in relation 1, 2, 3, 4, then the pairs in the inverse relation is 2, 1 and 4, 3. This is a simple example for inverse relation. So this is the synopsis for relations concept. Next, I will discuss the synopsis for functions concept. Okay, what is meant by a function? Okay, listen. What is meant by function? Let A and B are two non-empty sets. A and B are two non-empty sets. Okay, that is the first point. Now, this function is a rule. This rule associates with each element in the first set having one and only one image, that is called unique. One and only one, that is also called as unique. Each element in set A having one and only one image in set B, then it is called a function. To explain the concept function, first we need to take the two non-empty sets. Every element in set A having one and only one image in set B means that image should be unique. Now that relation is called a function. I'll give a simple example. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is related to 4, 2 is related to 5. It is not a function. Why? Because 1 is having image, 2 is having image, but 3 is not having image, so it is not a function. I will write like this. It is a function. Why? Because 1 is having image, 2 is having image, 3 is having image. Every element in set A having one and only one image in set B. Here 1 having only one image, 2 having only one image, 3 having only one image. So every element in set A having unique image in set B, that is a function. If I take like this, it is not a function. Why? Because 1 having how many images? 2 images. That is not possible. If you take a simple example, if a student wrote exam, 2 subjects he can get same marks, but one subject he can't get 2 different marks. For example, you take physics and chemistry. Physics he got 90, chemistry he got 90. That is possible. In physics he got 90 and 80. That is not possible. That's why, dear students, you remember this condition is exist, but this condition does not exist. If you keep a mirror, so here for 2 different elements having single image is possible, but a single person not having 2 images, that is not possible. That's why this is not considered as a function. Okay, so finally the definition of function is every element in set A having one and only one image in set B. That is a definition of function. Next, here we have one-to-one function. Next, many-to-one function. On-to function, into function. Next, bijective function. So these are the types of functions we have. So one function is also having one more name, that is called injective. On-to function is also having one more name, that is called surjective. Okay, now we will discuss what is meant by one function. So we have 2 definitions. One definition is theoretical definition, one definition we are using in problems. Okay, now coming to the first one, I will explain one by one with examples. Okay, first, what is meant by one function? It is also called as injective. Different elements in set A, different elements in set A having different images in set B. This is one definition for injective. Different elements in set A having different images in set B. If you take example 1, 2, 3, 4. This is set A. This is set B. Different elements are having different images. One having image 4, 2 having image 3. That's why it is 1, 1. I will take like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 related to 4, 2 related to 4, 3 related to 5. It is function, but it is not one function. Why? Because different elements are having same image. One having image 4, two having image 4. But what is our definition? Different elements in set A having different images in set B. That's why it is not 1. This is the general definition of one function. But in problems, we are not using this. We have another 2 definitions, maximum the 2 definitions we are using in problems. What are the definitions? First one. Suppose f of x1 is equal to f of x2. That implies we can write x1 is equal to x2. If the functional values are same, then elements also same, then that is called a 1 function, where this x1 and x2 belongs to the given set, capital A. If f of x1 is equal to f of x2, that implies x1 is equal to x2, then we can say this is called a 1 function. F of x1 is what? Image. F of x2 is what? Images. When the images are same, then their respective elements also same. That is called 1 function. We have third definition for 1 function. Sometimes we are using this definition also in problems. What is the definition? If the elements are not equal, then their functional values also not equal. This is also one of the definition for 1 function. If x1 is not equals to x2, then f of x1 is not equals to f of x2. Here also x1 and x2 belongs to the given set, capital A. So these 3 are the definitions for 1 function. Different elements are having different images. It is a theoretical definition. F of x1 is equal to f of x2, that implies x1 is equal to x2 is a problematic definition. If x1 is not equals to x2, then f of x1 is not equals to f of x2. It is also we are using in problems. This is the definition for 1. Next, what is meant by many to 1? In this word only meaning is there, many elements having same image. I will give a simple example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is related to 4, 2 is related to 4, 3 is related to 5. This is not 1 to 1. Why? Because 1 function means different elements are having different images. But here different elements are having same image. That's why this cannot be considered as 1 function. This can be function as many to 1 function. 2 or more elements in set A having only 1 image in set B, that can be considered as many to 1 function. Okay, the definition you can observe, 1 is having image 4, 2 is having image 4, 2 elements having same image. This can be considered as many to 1. Coming to the next definition, that is onto. Onto also called as subject. Okay, what is meant by onto function? Every element in set B having at least 1 preimage. Every element in set B having at least 1 preimage in set A. Every element in set B having at least 1 preimage in set A. I will take example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not onto. Why? Because this is set A and this is B. 3 is having preimage 1. 4 is having preimage 2. but 5 is not having pre-image. That's why it is not onto. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same example I took. This is A, this is B. Related. 2 is related. 6 is related. You check it once. This is onto. Why? 3 is having pre-image, 4 is having pre-image, 5 also having pre-image. I will take one more. 7. Now it is also onto. Why? Because 3 is having at least one pre-image, means more than one pre-image also exists. Now 3 having how many pre-images? 2 pre-images. 4 having pre-image, 5 having pre-image. This can be also considered as onto definition. This is the theoretical definition of onto. In problems, we are using one more definition for onto, that is the definition number 2. What is that? If f maps A to B is a relation of function. How to represent a function? F is the mapping from A to B is onto if for each small b belongs to capital B, then there exists small a belongs to capital A such that f of A is equal to B. This is also called as definition of onto. What is the meaning of this? If you take element in codomain, then there exists a element in domain such that the image of A equals to B. Same definition. See, if you take element 3, it is having pre-image 1 such that f of 1 is equal to 3. If you take element 4 in codomain, its pre-image exists is there 2 in the domain such that f of 2 equals to 4. If you take element 5 in codomain, its pre-image is there 6 in the domain such that f of 6 equals to 5. This is the definition for onto, and the last definition is bijective. In competitive, I will give how to find number of one function, how to find number of onto functions. In competitive, we can discuss. Okay, what is one bijective? A function f is both one and onto. A function f is both one and onto. That function is called bijective. So this is the synopsis for relations chapter and functions concept. Okay.